Am I wrong for flipping out on my husband for canceling my job interview? So this might sound petty, but let me explain. In 2019, I could no longer work because of my physical disabilities. No company wanted to hire me for the past couple of years, and my husband said that it's just better that I stay home and not worry about working. I agreed, and he's become the breadwinner. Then it was like a switch that flipped, because chores were 50-50, but after I lost my job, they became 100% on me. Keep in mind my physical disabilities I developed. His excuse for not doing anything to help out is that I stay home 24/7. I told him that's not fair, especially since I suffered from physical discomfort. I told him I would find a job, and he laughed and said, "Good luck." I remember this vividly because of the strange laugh that I never heard him laugh before. He made a deal with me and promised that everything will be 50-50 once I started working again. I started looking for a job again for months but had no luck until my friend's husband found me a potential job at a company that would have me work from home due to my physical constraints. I was so excited and felt like I was capable again despite the struggle. 2 days ago, I found out that my job interview got canceled. I found out when my friend reached out to ask why I did that, but I had no idea. I checked my email and found nothing because I didn't send anything to the company. My husband came home and admitted canceling the interview. I asked why, and he said that this job had lots of requirements and I didn't seem fit to be accepted there, so to spare me the heartache of being rejected, he just canceled the interview. I flipped out on him and told him he destroyed my one and only chance of landing a job, but he said he was just feeling concerned about my well-being. I told him he probably didn't want me to work because he didn't want to split the house chores, and he seemed offended by that. He threw a fit about how unreasonable and selfish I was to even consider a job without speaking to him first. "What are you, her dad?" He called me horrible for accusing him of bad intention, then went out to meet his friends, probably to vent because one of them told me that my husband is looking out for me, but I was being cruel to him by yelling.
This, my friend, is the definition of gaslighting. He wants you to think that he has best intention for you, but not the case. He's a controlling, manipulative asshole. Run the other way.
He has been cold shouldering me since then, deleted my social media accounts claiming that they're bad for my mental health because of the negative effects some of those platforms have. So, was I wrong for yelling at him? He deleted your social media accounts? Run, run, run. Like BTS says, Tashi, run, run, run. The other way, that way, go run.
Storytime about how I married my father. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, and trigger warning for this. My mom and dad got pregnant with me when they were only 16. They were both young and irresponsible. My mom wanted to keep me, but my dad didn't. My dad basically broke up with my mom and told her that if she wanted to have me, she would have to do it on her own. So my mom did. Luckily, my grandma helped her out a lot and she was able to stay in school. As a baby, my dad would visit me every now and then, but he wasn't really involved in my life as far as my mom says. Here's a little backstory on my dad. My dad grew up in a really strict family and he was expected to graduate and become a doctor. So that's pretty much exactly what he did. During the time that he was in college, he really didn't come see my mom or I, but of course my mom and him kept in contact. When my dad, or should I say husband, graduated from medical school, he finally got married. And of course this was hard for my mom because she thought eventually they would get back together. By the time my dad remarried, I was about 12 years old. I didn't have a relationship with him at the time and it didn't bother me. I was so busy with friends in school I never really thought about him. Not until I turned 14. This is when things started changing and I told my mom that I really wanted to talk to my dad. So he and I started talking on the phone and eventually he came to visit me. But things started changing when I turned 19. He actually ended up getting a divorce and he and I would spend more and more time together alone. Part 2. Storytime about how I married my father. Disclaimer, this is not my story time and trigger warning for this. When I turned 19 is when my dad and I started spending more time together alone. Or should I say my husband? Keep in mind, I really didn't have a relationship during my teen years. We only spoke on the phone a few times and he would visit every now and then, but not a lot. When I turned 19, I was living in college and I was closer to my dad. So I decided to reach out to him and ask him if he wanted to have dinners every now and then, and he said yes. The first time we went out to dinner, we actually had a lot of fun, and it really didn't feel like I was hanging out with my dad. It was more like I was hanging out with a friend. We just didn't have that father-daughter dynamic. We would meet up almost every single weekend, and our relationship was actually very friendly. We would make each other laugh and talk about everything. And this is when we realized that we had a lot in common. Eventually, he asked me if I was dating anyone, and I told him I wasn't. When I got home, I started realizing that I wasn't thinking about my dad like a dad. I was thinking about him like a man. So the next time I saw him, I decided to tell him that. And that's when he told me that he didn't see me like a daughter either. It took a lot of courage for me to tell him this. So that's when things started to really change between us. Every time we would hang out after that, it was more like a date. We started getting to know each other and he would hold my hand every now and then. And a few weeks later, we had our first kiss. Part 3 is up. Storytime about how I married my father. Disclaimers is not my story time and trigger warning for this. After our first kiss, everything changed. We didn't think of each other as father-daughter. And of course, our relationship began to get more serious. And one thing we kept discussing was, should we tell our family or should we just keep it secret? So we kept it secret for almost a full year. I told my mom that I was dating someone, but I wouldn't tell her who it was. Also, a little side note, my mom and dad didn't have any contact between them at this time. My mom was actually married to someone else and they were very happy. But for me, it was getting to the point where I needed to tell somebody. Because yes, part of me felt that this was really wrong, but the other part of me felt that it was just right. I had never met anybody like him before. So I decided to tell my grandma, and she nearly had a heart attack. She called my mom right away and told her the truth. That's when my mom came over and we talked for a few hours. I explained to them everything and they still didn't agree with me. My mom called my dad and they got into an epic fight. I was totally expecting this, but it really hurt. My mom and grandma were totally against the relationship. That's when they told me that they would never speak to me again if I kept the relationship going. A few months later, we decided to get married privately. I didn't tell my mom. She actually found out through my best friend, who was totally against our relationship as well, and she pretty much tells my mom everything I tell her. It's been 2 years since we got married, and part of me still feels guilty and like I did something really wrong. But now it's getting even worse because I actually met someone who's my age and is not related to me, but I don't have the heart to break up with my husband/dad. I told my mom about this new guy and she really wants me to get a divorce. I feel like all along I was just looking for the love of a man because I didn't get that from my dad. Now that I'm seeing someone else, I'm realizing how wrong what I did was. But I don't want to break my dad/husband's heart. How can I fix this? What should I do?
Hi friends, my name is Avery and I live in Ukraine. Please like and subscribe. When my actress mom was pregnant with me, her water broke one day right in the middle of a drama shoot. I came a little early for my time, and then 2 years later, my sister Mia was born and our family was complete. And then it broke because mom and dad fought so much that they eventually got a divorce and dad left. At least there was some peace now. As time passed, mom noticed how I wasn't really growing like the other kids, and I was very short, like really short. When it was my 8th birthday, Mia was already taller than me, and everyone thought she was the older sister. When I joined Mia and her friends to play, they wouldn't let me.
Please, Mia, tell your sister to buzz off. We don't want crybabies. Want me to punch you and make you a crybaby? Okay, I'll let you play if you can snatch this ball from my hand.
I tried to reach it, but Mia was so tall. She went off with her friends, and I got pulled into mom's friend circle, where they kept treating me like a little kid. They were patting my hair, pulling my cheeks, and talking to me like I was a baby. Oh, who's a big girl now? Avery is. There will be a shoot for a Pampers commercial. Your younger daughter will be perfect for it. Actually, she's the eldest daughter. You remember her dad? She got her height from him. But look at my Mia, so perfect already. I felt my cheeks burn. I just got myself free and hid under the table. But when mom pulled me out and lifted me up to cut the cake, I angrily knocked the cake off the table and ran away. That night, I prayed to be taller, but that didn't really happen as fast as I wanted. A few days later, we were all invited to the launch party of a new luxury perfume. While mom was busy talking to someone, I spotted Mia with a mischievous grin on her face, carrying something in her hand.
What's that? Nothing. Are you crazy? You're stealing this? Go put it back. Come on, I was just playing truth or dare with a friend. I had to get it.
But as the guests were starting to gather in the hall, Mia shoved the bottle in my hand.
Okay, it's your problem now.
What? Mia, no!
Bye!
My younger sister was beautiful, charming, and also a jerk. Since I was small, I crawled to the podium unnoticed and placed the perfume bottle back. But just then, the owner caught me. Why are you holding this? I was so busted, but when I looked at her with puppy dog eyes, the woman melted. Oh, little Avery likes this too. So sweet. And that's when I learned the perks of looking younger than my age. I could get away with small mistakes. Mia wasn't nice to me at school either. She treated me as a complete outcast. And except for the teachers, nobody even knew we were related. While all the boys were going gaga over Mia, I was always the adorable, cute Avery. One time in the 9th grade, we had a play and, as always, I was given a small role in it, while Mia was the lead. But something bizarre happened right before we went on stage. Mia had a sore throat, and when she spoke, she sounded like a frog. She couldn't perform, so I offered to step in because I knew all her lines. The teacher seemed unsure at first, but she then gave me Mia's costume and a pair of heels. When I went on stage, I slayed the role. Later, when the entire cast was getting their pictures taken, the teacher called out to Mia. Mia, come here. Let's take some pictures with your sister. She did so well.
Wow, Mia, that's your sister? She's so cute.
And I think she performed better than you.
Heck no.
This midget is not my sister. I think she's adopted or something. Look at her. She's nothing like me or my mom. And she hasn't shaved her legs in a year. Ew! Worthless. Me? Worthless? Listen to your croaky frog voice first. My words made her see red, and she attacked me. As we rolled around fighting, we ended up on the stage, and people were shocked to see us. Careful! I just got my hair straightened yesterday, you idiot! Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me. The teachers took us away, and we both got a week of detention. As Mom took us both home that day, Mia told me I embarrassed her because I was a freak. But her words weren't gonna hurt me anymore. Everyone's reaction after the play had proved that people liked me. So the next day, this cute new boy came over to me. I was so happy. He must have seen my amazing performance too. But my happiness lasted for 2 seconds.
Hey, you're Mia's little sister, right? Here you go, kiddo. Here's a lollipop for ya.
Excuse me? Did you just call me kiddo?
Yeah, so? Now listen, I want you to do something for me. Give me your big sister's number.
I took the lollipop and pushed him away. Go ask her yourself, loser. And with that, I stormed off. Seriously, I couldn't wait for high school to be over so I could be out of Mia's shadow. When I turned 18, Mom took me and Mia to audition for a role in the TV series she worked in. While I was learning my dialogue, Mom and Mia were staring at me.
You can't be serious. Are you trying out for the role too? I only meant Mia.
Why not me? Come on, Avery. Stop kidding yourself. The role is of a hot female lead like myself, and not a kid. I felt so angry and decided to give it my best shot. When it was my turn, I did so well. But when it was Mia's turn, I could see her flirting with the producer.
Isn't she a natural? She's the beauty in our house. I think she'd be perfect for the role. She sure is beautiful. But your younger daughter, Avery, has great talent. Young lady, you can apply when you grow up. You'd be amazing.
Of course, Mia got the part. And when Mom and Mia started celebrating, I felt awful. I have a headache. I'm going to bed. Jealous that I got the role and you were told to grow up again? I just ignored her and walked away. And I started focusing on filling out my university application forms. In a couple of months, I got into a prestigious university in another city and moved there. When I was in my first year of university, my sister was already a big star. But I was really enjoying the independent life, living in a dorm with my friends. And as I grew older, people seemed to really like me. Everywhere I went, people commented on how pretty I was. And everyone wanted to know how I managed to look so young. Soon, I made an Instagram account where I posted vlogs of my life in the city. And pretty soon, it became a hit. My followers joked about me being a vampire girl because I looked like a teen even in my 20s. One time, I was out doing grocery shopping in a store, and I was trying to reach the top shelf when suddenly a boy came and helped me out. I thanked him, but then the boy asked me out. Ugh, not another high. High school kid. How old are you? 15? 16? Guess what? I'm 22. Too old for you. So, bye. Come on, do I look that stupid? The guy couldn't take a no. He kept following me around the store and saying I was a liar. I was getting really annoyed, and just when I was about to push him away, I heard someone call my name. I turned to see it was Ryan, a guy in my drama class.
Avery, sweetheart, where were you? I've been looking all over for you. Is this boy bothering you?
What? Sweetheart? When he winked at me, I knew what he was up to. Oh, no. This little boy helped me, and now he's on his way to his mama. Aren't you? The boy looked annoyed and left me alone. Ryan and I came out of the store laughing. After that day, we became good friends at university. I kinda had a small crush on him, but I never told him because he had a girlfriend. After graduation, I got a role in a TV show, and on my first day at work, I got a pleasant surprise. Ryan was in the cast too. It felt so good to have a familiar face at work. One time after work, I was on my way home when suddenly a man running by me started snatching my purse. I instantly took out some pepper spray, but before I could spray it, I fell and he ran away. Moments later, when I opened my eyes, someone was calling my name.
Avery, can you hear me? Are you all right?
Oh, Ryan, what happened? There was a man.
Yeah, the jerk got away, but I got your purse back. Come on, let's get you to a doctor.
Ryan took me to the hospital, and as the doctor checked my head, he kept holding my hand, and I felt butterflies in my stomach. That day, he dropped me home, and on our way, he told me how he'd broken up with his girlfriend a few months ago. The TV series Ryan and I were on proved to be a huge success. Soon after it ended, we started dating, and even though people made fun of our 1 foot difference, we didn't care one bit. Most people thought it was really cute. I kept doing roles in TV shows and commercials, but then at 27, I got the role of a teen girl in a big movie, and I signed up for it. A few days before its release, I was at my apartment when someone knocked on my door. It was Mom and Mia. What did you do to your face? Well, hello to you too. And my face? I made an investment.
Investment? Where?
Oh God, on my face, Avery? These lips cost me like $1 million. Okay, fine. It was a 50% discount, but still. I really tried to talk her out of the nose job she was planning on getting next, but she and Mom wouldn't listen to me.
Avery, this is necessary. Mia needs to look younger to keep getting lead roles. Sweetie, I understand you don't get main roles, but there's no need to be jealous of your sister. You always knew she was the real star of the family.
Jealous? Mom, do you really think all this plastic is doing her any good? Mia's a natural beauty and she doesn't need these things. Plus, she's not looking younger, just weirder. Oh my God. If you can't be happy for me, then why did you even come to visit me? You came to visit me, you airhead. Why are you even here? Oh, we were in the city.